Hello everybody and welcome to my crafting world. My name is Anna. So I wanted to introduce something to you that I've been working on and it has not let me sleep until it came to life. I'm calling it a 3-in-1 gift mini photo album, and so this side is the mini photo album. This is my prototype, and what I made this in a hurry just to see if it was going to come out the way I wanted it to. So on one side, this will have a magnetic closure, but on one side, it's got a waterfall, and that is the mini photo album. It's got room for 16 pictures. On this side, it has the 3D shadow box card. And on this one, I actually put a piece of acetate that I don't think I'm going to use for the one that we're going to make together. And then this is a gift box. But so this will close this way, and that will be your box. Okay, guys. So let's try not to make this video as long as it's going to be. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Okay, guys, this is what you're going to need for the base of the book. You need 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, 65-pound weight. You need 2 sheets of 5.5 by 8.5. All I did was cut one of these in half, and this is what you get. 2 of the 5.5 by 8.5. You need 1 extra piece that is 8.5 by 3.5. This is for the spine. You need the actual spine itself, which is 2 by 9 on a chipboard. You need 2 pieces of chipboard that are 6 by 9. What I have done is I have gone ahead and put tape on the back of these. I'm going to do that to this one. I forgot that one. I'm going to set these aside for a second. And then what you're going to have to do for your 2 sheets is you are going to tape these together on the long side. So all I used was the 1/4 inch tape. Put a tape along the edge and glue, tape them down to form one large sheet. Okay, so I have already done that. Like I said, I don't want to make the video too long, so I have already done that. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to glue these down like this. Okay, that's what we're doing next. I'm going to add tape to this middle one, and then we'll glue them down. Place that down and make sure you leave your little gap so that your book bends well, it doesn't crack on you. This maybe 1/8 of an inch, I'm guessing. Okay, and then burnish that down, and I'm going to do the same on this one. Okay, so I have glued down both sides of the of your book cover, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and fold these in a bit, so when we actually glue them down, they'll have a fold already there. Okay, so I need to miter the corners so we don't have all that bulk in the corners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in a slight angle, just leave a little bit, and then cut it off that way. Okay, see how much is about less than, well, maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit less. Like that. Get rid of this. I am going to remove the tape from each corner. And I'm going to do one at a time because I don't want my paper to stick all together. And I'm just gonna glue it down. You could use wet adhesive to secure it a little more. Okay, and once you get that done, guys, don't forget that when you get to the corners, you're going to fold those in a little. so that you don't have that pointy corner. Okay, you're gonna fold that in so that it's not pointy. There we go, like that on each corner. Okay. All right, guys, now I have to bend the edges here, or the book. Alrighty. And there is our book. I did notice one of the corners, I bent it a little too far, but you know, it is what it is. It'll stay like that. Now my corners, did not crease, so I'm happy about, or did not break the edges, so I'm happy about that. Now we're going to do the inside. That is where I get my 8.5 by 3.5. I'm going to erase the pencil mark. Okay, I am going to use wet glue for that. I'm gonna try to get close to the edges. Okay. I'm going to try to get as centered as I can, top, bottom, and sides. Here, right here, right here, right here. Oops, I think I went a little too deep on that. All right, guys, I went a little too deep on that one, so that one may tear a bit. Okay, so there we go. It did a little bit. You can always cover it with washi or something. Anyway, so we are going to glue the sides down next. Alright guys, there is our book cover. So we're going to set that aside, and that way we have it ready to go, but it is all ready to go, you know, getting ready to fill it up. So let's set this aside, and we're going to work on our box next. Okay guys, for the box, the bottom is 8 by 6. It goes this way, 8 by 6. And for the lid, you're gonna cut close to 8 by 6. We're gonna go 8, hopefully you can see this. We're going to go 8 and 1/16, which is that very first line before you get to the 1/8, the very short line that you get to before the 1/8, because I want it to be a snug fit. So you can go 1 and 1/8, which would be this line right here. And it would still be an okay fit. It'd be a little bit looser, but I want it to be snugger than my prototype. So I'm going to go 1 and 1/16 of an, 8 and 1/16 of an inch, which is right there. Okay, I'm going to cut this piece off, and then my blade just fell out. Okay, and then, oops, sorry guys, I didn't zoom you back out. Let me zoom you back out. Okay. And then I said 8 1/16 of an inch. And then we're gonna go with 6 1/16 of an inch right there. Okay. So it's hard to tell, but try to keep them separate. This was your bigger one, so this is your lid. See how it is just barely bigger. I don't know if you can see it. It is barely bigger than your box bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna separate the two. And then you're gonna take your scoreboard and you are going to score at 1.5 on each side. That way, before I get all confused here. Okay, so you are going to score at, I don't like using this because I feel like it tears my paper. Okay, so 1.5 turn it, 1.5 turn it, and this is 110-pound cardstock because it's the box and you want it to be nice and sturdy. Okay, so I'm gonna set this one to my right. That's my bottom. The top, again, 1.5 on all 4 sides. All right, now you are going to build the bottom of your box. Remember, the bumpy side is what you fold into. I should be burnishing this. Okay, we're going to cut along the length of the longer part of the box. We're going to cut right there, all the way up to the score line. I'm going to get my longer scissors. Okay, and these fold up and you glue these down that way. Okay, that forms the bottom of your box. Okay, I'm going to glue those and I'll be right back. Okay, I have glued my box together and it has pretty much dried. So here is my box. This is the one that goes inside right here. Okay, now we need to make the lid, and I have already cut a window on the front of the lid, and I am using the dies that hopefully y'all can remember. Donna sent me a rack, and this is the die set that she sent me. So I just eyeballed it and cut that center. So now I have to go ahead and fold the crease lines and form the box just like I did for the bottom. And I will put acetate on that window in a little bit. I'm not going to do it just yet. And again, guys, this is on the long side. Okay, I am going to glue these together and I will be right back. Guys, I actually changed my mind on the acetate. I went ahead and cut a piece of acetate that will cover the window here, and that way I can burnish it down really well. I'm using red line tape. think I can burnish it down really well. And if you're going to cover the inside, now would be a good time to do so. I don't know if I'm going to do mine, so I'm going to leave it as is for the moment. And there's your acetate on your window. Now I will glue my my flaps down. Okay, I have glued my box together. Let's glue the flaps down. This is on there pretty securely, I'm sure. Now your box fits really snug. Okay, if you don't want it to fit this snug, go ahead and do 1/8 of an inch on two sides when you're cutting this, so that it's not as snug. Okay, but I wanted mine to be super snug. Now, for the next part, so we're done with the box. I will probably decorate this box, you know, line it with paper and all that good stuff, after I get the rest of the box done. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to make the frame right here, and it's going to be a 5 by 5. So I'm taking, again, pink cardstock. I'm going to cut 4 pieces of 5 by 7. Let me see. Let me cut the 7-inch side first, and then 5, and then 5. Okay, so this is going to be the accordion fold, and this is going to be one side like that. This is going to be folded, this is going to be folded, and this is the other side. So I need 2 more 5 by 7s. So I'm going to cut the 7 first. Five. I always go for the straight edge, guys, always. And then 5. Okay. So now what you're going to do to each one, you're going to take your scoreboard, and on the long side, the 7-inch side, on each, let me get this together. On each of your long side, on each of your 5 by 7s, you are going to score every 1/2 inch. Oops. So 1/2 inch, and this is 65-pound cardstock. So every 1/2 inch, and you're going to do this for all 4 sheets of 5 by 7s. Okay, I have scored all my pieces. I went ahead and folded each one of them. Now we're going to construct our little shadow box, or card, I'm sorry. So what we need to do is we are going to interlock these, one inside of each you know, peak and valley, okay? So, oh my goodness, I can't see. Okay. Okay, so they're all interlocked. You go ahead and form your corner. Okay, there you go. All right, there is the first one. Make sure they're straight. At least they need to, it needs to look like a square to you. Like that would be pretty, it looks like a square to me. So what you do, well, I put my finger under the first square, you know, that first crease, just so it'll be easy. Yeah, it's in there right. Okay. Okay, so now I need to make sure that I have a square going on here. Now I need to glue these two corners together. That. Okay, and then just hold it for it to adhere. Flip it over, do the same to the other side. Once these ends are glued down, your centers aren't going to go anywhere because they're intertwined, they're woven together. And as long as the tips, the ends of the ends are glued together, they won't go anywhere. Okay, so now we're going to do the same for the other one. Okay, now the last one is a little tricky, but we can do it. I have faith in us. Okay. There's that one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in there. Yay, okay, got that one as well. I want to make sure our square is an actual square before I start gluing down the corners, and it looks okay to me. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Do that down. This one's turned. Glue this down. Okay. There we go. That looks good. Yes, that looks good. Okay, guys. Now, if you wanted to go higher than this, okay, so this is going to go like this. If you want this, the reason that I make it higher was because I may want to put some flowers on there or put some stuff on the outside. But if you want it to go higher than this, all you have to do is extend the length of the square. So you could do like 5 by 9, 5 by 12, and this it'll make the frame a little bit higher than what it is. Or you can expand it a little bit like that. But to me, I like that size because I like it. So that is the way this side is going to be. I am going to put paper, you know, printed, you know, cardstock on the bottom. That's why we haven't glued anything down. So now we're going to work on the album, and we're going to use this die right here. Now you don't have to use this die. You can use any die you want. I will show you how to make any die work. But this was a gift from Donna, so I figured let me do something with it because I don't want her to think that I don't appreciate what she sent me. So I am going to make the waterfall right here. And my so my prototype has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. So I'm going to go ahead, pause the video, and cut 8. and cut 8 of the this size dies, okay, or 8 cutouts. Okay, so I have die cut all my pieces, and the way we're going to attach this to the book is what I did was I cut a 1-inch strip of paper, okay, and then I scored it right down the middle, and then on the, you know, it has a flat side, so what I did was I measured this flat side, and it's 3 inches, okay, on the flat side. So I took my cutter and I cut 3-inch strips, okay, and that's what's going to go on the back of each of your little die cuts that we're going to use for photographs. So all you have to do is fold it and burnish it really well. Take your glue and glue that to the back. Glue it to the back. Okay. What I did was I went ahead and got really close. I'll try to do this without putting my head in the way. And glue it right up to the top without going over. Right up to the top. That's pretty close to the top, okay? And there you go. That becomes your photo, your waterfall for the, okay? So, and all you have to do is glue these to the back like your regular waterfall. But before I do that, I have already cut the panels that go on the inside. So these are going to go on the inside like that. This is going to be the inside. And then I've already cut the ones on for the front. But before I do that, I need to cut a strip of paper, cardstock, that's going to go from one side to the other to hold down the waterfall. And I'm going to do that with the pink cardstock. I have not cut it, but let me cut that and I'll be right back, because that needs to go on before the inside panels, because it has a magnet on there that we need to attach. So let me cut that and I'll be right back. I cut a 10-inch strip of paper by 1 inch wide, and this is what I'm going to glue down right here, because it's going to have the magnet at the bottom of this other side. So let me glue that down before I do anything else. And I want to glue it down very well, because I don't want it coming apart. So and just eyeball the center here. And here we go. It's as straight as it's going to get for me. Okay, I've glued that down and I have my magnets here. I put a piece of tape, of the red line tape, on each side. I'm probably going to have to cut those down a little bit, just because I want to make sure that they fit in that small space. Okay. There's the first one. And I'm going to leave a little space so that it, when the photos go in there, it'll expand a little bit. It'll have a little space to expand of there. Okay, we got the magnets on the little strip, on the 10-inch strip that I said I cut, and then on the bottom of the page. Now what I have done is I've gone ahead and I've cut my pieces that I'm going to put on the inside, and these are 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. And I've already put adhesive on the back. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue right along the edge so that that edge doesn't come up. Okay. Decide which one goes where. I have my 2 sheets. I think I'm going to put this one on this side, this one on this side. There's that. Went on a little crooked, but okay. Okay, sorry guys, my alarm went off and it stopped. My phone stopped recording. Okay, so this is the other half of the sheet that I'm going to put on this side. Okay. So like I said, this one is 8 3/4 by 5 3/4, and the center one is 8 3/4 by 1 3/4. So this is my center one. See, how is it going to go? I think it's going to go this way. Yeah. So again, I've already put adhesive, but I'm going to put, I put the double-sided tape, but I'm going to go ahead and put some wet adhesive so it doesn't come off. Right in the center, or as center as we can get it. There we go. Yep. Okay, I'm going to have to cover this magnet with something. I'll probably put something on there. I don't know what yet. I haven't thought that far in advance. And I did go ahead and cover the back, guys, or the front part. This is the front part, okay? And the measurements on the mats are the same as the inside. 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. All right, so what we're going to do, I did forget to tell you that when I did my die cuts, I went ahead and cut some pieces for the underside. And let me show you what paper I'm using. I'm using this paper. It was a little kit that I got from Tuesday Morning. I think it was like $3.99. Echo Park paper, and this one is called Dearest. So what I did for each, this is the next smaller size in the die set that I got. So I layered each and every one of them with a layer on the back, and they're all finished. And I didn't have enough of this paper, so some of them are a little different. But, you know, it's the underside, so I'm not too worried about it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and glue these down, my waterfall. I'm going to glue my waterfall down. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut the front piece that goes this way to mat each of the waterfall layers. Okay, So that way it's already decorated when I put it down and it's ready to go. So let me do that. Okay guys, if you can see, I have a mess here, but I have organized my waterfall according to how I want it laid out. And on this last one, guys, I didn't have enough paper to cut one solid piece. So all I did was tape the back of two, you know, and then cut it out. You know, it's, you know, once we put a photo on there, it just not, you know, it's just not going to show. Okay, so what I do next is I'm going to figure out, or not figure out, but this is the way I'm going to place my waterfall. I'm going to put this one first, and then after that one, I will do the next one, and then the next one until they're all finished. So I'm going to do a couple with you, and then I'm going to do the rest off camera just because this video is pretty stinking long. So let me get my glue and glue the very first one. So I'm just adding glue, and as you can see, I've already added pattern paper to the back, and I have done that to all of them. And so these are nesting dies, and you know that I'm just going with the sizes, you know, the smaller size after the large one. Okay, so this is where I want the first one. So let me center that between the two sides. And I don't want it way, way at the bottom, so I'm going to do it right there. Yep, that's where I'm going to do it. So now I'm going to lift this, press down, and the first one is finished. Okay, and then the second one, I hope I didn't take these out of order. Okay, so the second one is the same as this. Okay, so again, I'm going to put glue right here. And I am going to go right here, right above the first one. Okay. Make sure I've got it straight. And then press down. And then I will continue to line them up that way, measuring this flap with the top of the other flap. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I will be back. All right, guys, so this is what I've done. I went ahead and glued all my little pieces of all my waterfall together. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's room for 16 pictures. And like I mentioned, I had already put a mat on the back of each one of these. So that is space for another picture on the back. And this pattern, it was only one page that had this pattern on it. And I kind of don't like it, but if I didn't use it, I definitely was not going to have enough paper for the entire book. So on this, what I did to cover up the magnet on the back was just add a strip of pink, and there you go. It's not the strongest magnets that there are, but it's enough to keep it closed. And okay, so we are finished with this side. What's left is I can do a little decorating and adding a few elements here and there. But okay, so I think I showed you the front and the back and the side. Yes. So what we need to do on this side is I have already decorated the box, and here is the box, and it says there's a sticker on the inside, says just for you, and that is from the sticker pack that that came with the package. And I added paper to the sides. I added a cutout so they can lift the lid, And this is the inside, the back side of this paper right here. And I haven't used it much because I would much rather use this one because I like that one a lot more. But these are scraps, and that's what I have used to cover my box. Now, I have enough to do the inside, and I may do it, but not right now because I want to make sure that I am going to have enough for my little frame. So this is going to go right here, and I don't think I'm going to glue it just yet. So I am going to work on this though. I want to put a mat. Okay guys, so I have finished the background of the photo frame, or the card, the 3D card. And all I did was put some glitter paper on the back. This sticker is part of the little collection that I purchased. And that's all I'm going to do for that because I'm going to decorate. Now, all I need to do is glue this down, and this is the way it's going to go. I have already plugged in my glue gun, so I am going to try to get this done. I think I'm going to use the wet glue, and I think I'm going to use both glues. I'll use wet glue. And I'm going to use the hot glue. I don't want to get it too close to the edge because I don't want it to seal my box. Okay, let's hope this doesn't get too bulky. I'm going to remove the top. Push the glue down for the whole project. So okay, I think that's good. No. I got it a little crooked on there. Darn. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Well, it's not too bad, but it is on there crooked. Of course I can see that, so I'm not happy, but it is what it is. All right, guys, let's see what this looks like. All right, guys, there we go. We are finally finished. And I debated on adding a closure to this, but it is my hopes that it is something that can be displayed, not just put away. That's why I didn't choose to put a closure on it. So anyway, guys, I am going to decorate this, and of course everything except the photographs. I'll probably get one of the ones that I always use, you know, to show you how something will look, and cut it out and put it, not put it, but just put it right here so you can see what the cutout photograph will look like on the waterfall mat, or on the mat that's on the waterfall. You know what I mean. Anyway, guys, let me decorate and I will be back. So excited, guys. All right, guys, so I have decorated my 3-in-1 gift box. I'm sorry, 3-in-1 gift book. So what I did for the decorations was I just put some flowers and a little jewel there. I used some of the liquid pearls. I used glimmer mist for the flowers, and here are those. And this picture frame I've had in my stash for the longest time, and I thought I would go ahead and use it. So I used that. I used some little tiny bling that I got from the Alina craft store. Let me show you. They come in bags like this, and they're just the tiniest little you know, little flat backs, and they were so pretty though. Anyway, so I used that throughout the book, and of course the designer paper at the bottom. Put a hello. This is part of the sticker from the collection that I used. And yeah, so this I thought matched perfectly because it's ruffled. It has the little polka dots on there, and it's gray like the paper, so I put some of it there. I put some trim here on the side, and this little piece right here is a little domino, and someone had sent that to me in a swap. And guys, I have to tell you, I have got to start using the you know, the goodies that are sent in the supply in the swaps, because I haven't been using them, and I feel like I'm hoarding them. So I'm starting to accumulate quite a bit, so I need to, you know, start using this stuff. So that is the front, and on the side, all I did was put some bling, you know, just a large strip of bling, some a little, you know, hanging tassel of sorts, and one of my flowers that I had made. And on the back, of course, it's plain. I just put my ticket on there with a little butterfly. Okay, so that is the outside, and then on the inside, I have I've decorated the, okay, so this is why it's called a 3-in-1 gift book, because it is a mini album on one side. It's the 3D shadow box and a little gift box, all included in the book. So this is the way I have decorated the shadow box card. So yeah, I thought it came out pretty cute. I really liked the way it came out. I'm trying to get the lighting better, but I think that's as good as it's gonna get for now. So yeah, I put a bunch of, you know, different things in there. I put a little bird, and I put this little yellow tassel that Donna had sent me a package of little flower tassels. So I did put one of them right here, and I'm using the orange as a pop of color throughout. If you see, I put orange, and I tucked one in here. So yeah, there is orange throughout. And then the little gift box that you can open, and you know, just a little decoration on the inside. This flower, these leaves, the little ticket, they are all ephemera from a recent swap, and I thought the colors went very nicely with this collection. And truth be told, I used the entire collection except for the cut aparts. I didn't use a whole lot of those, and I used quite a few of the stickers. But anyway, so I went ahead and lined the inside of the box just so that if the recipient is not going to add something in there once they take their little gift out, it'll have something pretty when they do stand it up. I am hoping that this is something that can be displayed and enjoyed for a really long time. So, okay. On the, and I did forget to tell you, on the outside of the 3D shadow box, I put this flower trim, and then I use those little flat backs to right in the center of each flower. And then I put some here at the bottom. This is a Martha Stewart punch. This bird came with the collection, and this is one of the little oh, what do you call these little girls, from the LOL? So that's one of the little girls, and I put her up there. and the flowers from the collection. This ticket, you know, it's part of the ephemera from that swab. So is this flower right here. So yeah, I just decorated the spine. I left it kind of flat so that it, you know, it wouldn't bulk up the book, and, you know, it wouldn't close properly or anything. I wanted to prevent that. So on the little picture frame side, or on the little mini album side, I just used these corners, and you've seen me use these before. I went ahead and put a little flat back on the center, and right here for the magnetic flap, what I did was I took the trim, the flower trim that I had used over here, and I cut off this part, the flat, you know, the little line side, to where it was only the flowers. And then again, I put a little, you know, flat back on the center. And this is, like I said, magnetic. And I think I'm gonna look for stronger magnets, because I don't think it's as strong as it really should be. But anyway, so these are I cut out a picture just so you can see what it looks like with a picture. Hang on, let me look. Okay, so this picture's not one of the ones that are going to go in there, but so this one was from Christmas last year. So I took the die, and okay, so this is the nesting die set that Donna had sent me. So I took the biggest die, is the one, of course, that I used for the pink. And then the next color is the one for the pattern paper. And then the next one is the one that I used for the picture itself. So that is what, you know, your picture would look like in the photo album, in the waterfall portion. And like I said, it's got room for more pictures. So you can put one on each side. And I was going to see what it looked like on that brownish, this one. Well, I guess it doesn't look too bad. This is the side of the paper that I said I wasn't very fond of, but I used it anyway because it was part of the collection. And it, you know, you can, if you wanted to, you could add a little label on the top and, you know, explain what it is, or just a little note. But yeah, so that is my 3-in-1 gift book, and it can be, you can stand it up, and I just love the way it came out. And okay, sorry about that, guys, my grandson walked in. But anyway, so this is the way it stands up. I'm going to take some still pictures and insert them just so you can see what it actually does look like. But overall, I am pleased with it. I am very happy on how it came out. And I really do hope you guys give it a try, because it really, truly was a lot of fun. I know the video went on way, way longer than I normally post videos for, but I tried to make it as short as I possibly could, but still giving you all the information that you needed. All right, guys, y'all have a great day, and thank you so much for your support.